Every name you're about to hear meant something to someone, so wait a moment and listen to the finish. I'll also give a kind phrase at the conclusion that you may use to thank any artist who has supported you during a difficult time. We honor musicians who died in 2024 tonight. Name, a brief comment about their gift, and the cause when relatives or reliable reports make it public will be the only things we do. Following stomach cancer, Toby Keith, a country singer and songwriter whose love songs and anthems transported millions of listeners, passed away. Protopunk was sparked by the fierce guitarist Wayne Kramer, MC5, who died of pancreatic cancer. The Wailers' Aston family man Barrett, bassist and Reggae's Heartbeat, died of heart failure. Steve Albini, an engineer, producer, and musician renowned for his unvarnished honesty, died after a heart attack. The singer-songwriter behind Make Me Smile, Steve Harley, Cockney Rebel, went away from cancer. The cause of the death of Mary Weiss, the Shangri-Las, the lead vocalist of the 1960s teen drama pop, is unknown. The cause of death of Marlena Shaw, a jazz/R&B singer best known for California Soul, is unknown. Folk singer Melanie, Safka, known for the songs Brand New Key and Lay Down, passed away for an undisclosed reason. Actor-singer David Soul died of severe lung disease, but his gentle songs brought consolation to many. After battling cancer, Duane Eddy, a pioneering guitarist known for his twang, passed away. The Moody Blues founding member Mike Pinder, whose cause is unknown, helped create the band's surreal sound. The cause of the death of Richard Tandy, ELO, a keyboardist who contributed to the definition of symphonic rock, is unknown. Damo Suzuki, Can, a free-form vocalist whose cause has not been made public, transformed stages into journeys. The cause of the death of Donald Kinsey, a guitarist who played alongside Marley, Tosh, and Albert King in reggae and blues, is unknown. Korean singer Park Bo-ram, known for her heartfelt melodies, was alleged to have suffered from acute alcohol intoxication. Grammy-winning Christian/gospel singer Mandisa inspired people, but later reports mentioned health issues. the voice of 90s rock ballads, C.J. Snare, Firehouse, died of heart arrest. A favorite of Ain't Got No Home in New Orleans R&B, Clarence "Frogman" Henry went away from complications following surgery. The reason of death for Eric Carmen, singer-songwriter of All By Myself and Hungry Eyes, remains unknown. Actor and musician Bill Hayes died of natural causes after being revered for decades. After a brief illness, Chita Rivera, the Broadway great of West Side Story and Chicago, passed away. Paul Brett, a pioneer of 12-string acoustics in folk and prog music, died of heart failure. Jazz fusion guitarist Dean Brown, who had a lot of stage energy, died from aggressive cancer. The cause of the death of James Kotak, Scorpions, a longtime rock drummer on international stages, is unknown. Rockabilly guitarist and talented showman Larry Collins, the Collins Kids, died of natural causes. W.C. Clark, the godfather of Austin blues, who blended funk, soul, and grit, died of cancer. Southern rock pioneer Dickie Betts, Allman Brothers Band, had issues related to severe lung disease. The saxophonist and keyboardist Casey Benjamin, Robert Glasper experiment, introduced neon color to contemporary jazz, pulmonary embolism. Motor neuron illness, steady folk rock drummer Jerry Conway, Fairport Convention, Cat Stevens. The cause of the death of Chris Cross, Ultravox, a bassist who helped define electronic music in the 1980s, is unknown. Luis Vasquez's dark electronic rock artist, the Soft Moon, has a reputation for performing intensely live and dealing with the side effects of fentanyl. A medical incident involving fentanyl is depicted in Silent Servant, Juan Mendez, a minimalist techno figure with intense emotion. Mojo Nixon is a radio DJ and a wild rock and roll personality. The New Christie Minstrels folk founder, Randy Sparks, suffered from heart-related issues. Jimmy Van Eaton, a drummer for Sun Records who influenced early rock and roll, from complications from kidney disease. Rockabilly/garage pioneer Dex Romweber, who had a sudden heart arrest, inspired many. Angela McCluskey, telepop music's distinctive voice in Breathe. Complications following artery surgery. The cause of the death of Texas producer and studio worker Jerry Abbott remains unknown. Leukemia and a happy post-bop jazz drummer, Albert "Toby" Heath. Phil Nimmons, a Canadian mentor, composer, and jazz clarinetist, cause of death unknown. Keith LeBlanc, a producer and drummer who combined hip-hop, industrial, and funk, cause unknown. Big Melodic Rock's guitarist and songwriter, Tony Clarkin, Magnum, has health issues. The reason of death for Tony Cedras, a multi-instrumentalist who bridged cultures on stage and in the studio, remains unknown. The cause of death of Kevin Toney, the Blackbirds, a jazz soul keyboardist with sultry vocal lines, is unknown. The cause of the death of composer Peter Schickele, PDQ Bach, who combined comedy and classical technique, remains unknown. Phil Niblock, who has a chronic spinal disease, is an experimental composer and videographer of large, minimalist drones. Austin blues legend W.C. Clark, named above to recognize his broad influence. Cancer. Mary Weiss, a 1960s pop singer, also mentioned above because her name was used in numerous tributes. Cause of death unknown. Soul jazz icon Marlena Shaw, mentioned above, whose performances were replayed on numerous broadcasts as a tribute. Cause unknown. Guitar pioneer Duane Eddy, who is also mentioned above in a lot of memorial playlists, died of cancer. I appreciate you staying to the very end. If a detail is different from what you observed elsewhere,